Welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show, and a very hot one in store for you again today. We've been talking about, I did it yesterday actually. I called my mom and I said, just checking on you. If I'm preaching it, then I got to do it as well. So check on the elderly, check on your pets, and then anyone with any kind of a health condition. Because again, we've got some hot days ahead as we're leading into the holiday. And by the way, I'd love to know, as you are signing in this morning, where are you celebrating America's 250th birthday? I know this is a big one for a lot of people. I want to be out on a boat and just relax on the water and watch the fireworks. Fireworks, by the way, causing some problems with our pets. And I've got a shelter that is looking for your help that we'll be talking about in the news you can use here in just a second. Have you seen the leaks about iPhone 18? That's coming up in the news. We'll talk about the World Cup game on tap tonight. Will you be watching? I cannot wait. I'll be right there in front of the TV right at 7 p.m. tonight cheering on USA. We'll talk about the Cardinals and what's on tap on the National Day of calendar. I can tell you that it kicks off World Grilling Day today. Do you want to be in front of a barbecue grill in hot days? I don't think so. We're going to talk about hydration and what problems are created when you are dehydrated with the body. Some warning signs. And then once the body's moving properly, it doesn't have the inflammation, it doesn't have dehydration problems and cramping problems, we move the way we're supposed to. So on this Wellness Wednesday, we've got some great tips on tap for you. Let's talk about these hot days as we kick things off with our weather segment. For today, 97, just like yesterday, another hot day in store. 96 on Thursday with just a very slight chance of rain. As we go to Friday, 95 for an expected high with a 30% chance. We go to Saturday, 94, and that is the 4th of July. Sunday then breaks this really hot pattern as we're still in the 90s, but we drop to 91. Monday through Friday of next week, look for highs in the upper 80s, maybe hitting 90. The Cardinals are actually back in action Monday through Friday of next week. They'll be back at Busch with still some warm days, but the temperatures in the evening will be nice. They go down into the low to mid 70s. We just got to get past these next 4 days as we head into the holiday. Still very hot conditions. And we say that as we tell you to please drink more water. Now there's an issue in the city as they're buying more water because they have a boil advisory in effect. These residents stocking up right now. The city issuing a precautionary boil water advisory covering 20 neighborhoods across North and South St. Louis. And this was a map that they released early Tuesday morning. That advisory was in effect for over a dozen neighborhoods in the city. So hopefully that will go away maybe today or in the coming days. You'll have to be checking in, obviously, in your immediate area. Officials are working to determine when that boil water advisory will be lifted. They're going to be doing test results today. So hopefully that will go away, as I mentioned, hopefully today. It's not necessary to boil water, by the way, for other non-consumption uses such as showering or bathing or washing clothes. If you are drinking that water, that's where, again, the alarming issues for some people could be. I mentioned earlier that our pets are in the news today, and it has to do with going into the 4th of July weekend. St. Louis County, one particular pet adoption center, and probably many in our area, are seeking some foster families ahead of this weekend. There's a shelter in Olivet, the St. Louis County Pet Adoption Center. They're asking you to foster the animals this weekend as the shelter exceeds the capacity ahead of the holiday. It's designed to hold 120 animals at a time. They're currently housing more than 170. Unfortunately, we hear this a lot, don't we? Officials said the loud sounds of fireworks typically cause an increase in pets running away from home, and this week's heat wave is adding further pressure on the shelters across our area. Fostering through the center, by the way, is free. They provide pet food and crates and medicine to foster families. If you're interested, you can visit the shelter in Olivet, fill out an application, and select a pet to take home. And you might, whatever shelter you like to support, you might want to check in with them. They may need your assistance as well, because normally when we say one shelter is busting at the seams, we have a tendency to see that many of them do as well. Well, this is good news for our area. Thousands of jobs coming. That's what Senator Schmidt says. The F-47 aircraft, they're saying, will be built in St. Louis. And Senator Schmidt is pushing for billions of dollars of funding, saying saying that it creates jobs and strengthens the country's national security. The next generation fighter jet expected to shape the future of air combat. And again, we're proud to say it's going to be developed right here in St. Louis, giving us more jobs and a little more clout, right? Its first flight is expected to be in 2028. Well, this has been a person who I have been blessed to interview in my TV career multiple times. In fact, I reached out to David and Jerry Hoffman yesterday, seeing if they want to come on the show and talk about all the changes that are coming to their company, including this, KMOX and 5 other St. Louis radio stations to be sold to the Hoffman family of companies. The acquisition includes the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX, also Y98, KZK, and then 97.1 Talk, as well as WFUN and WHHL. The news comes a week after the NHL approved the company to buy the Pittsburgh Penguins. The transaction, of course, requires FCC approval, but so much. I actually went to the hfcompanies.com website, and they have been extremely busy. The Hoffman family of companies acquiring Cedar Crest Ice Cream, also Streamline Luggage out of the UK, and Leo, a leading agency in the experiential event industry. They've been doing that all, just left and right, as well as some really prime real estate in downtown Clayton. So moving and shaking for sure. If we can get them on the show, I will definitely let you know. Okay, I early on mentioned leaks for the iPhone. This is not making Apple happy at all. There are a lot of people that were posting online, more so on the dark web, talking about the iPhone 18. And they're saying if you have the 17, that it looks pretty similar. An iPhone Air 2, iPhone 18, and iPhone 18e was put out by many tech people on their X pages and their Instagram and Facebook pages. The documents appear to detail board layouts for Apple's upcoming Pro models, as well as details about upcoming Apple chips. They also reportedly contain lists of suppliers for iPhone parts. This leak evidently is tied to a tech company that Apple has been involved with, and I say has been because I have a feeling this is going to ruin a partnership. The leaks come after India's Tata Electronics was hit by a data breach, and that reportedly posted more than 200,000 documents on the dark web. We haven't seen something like this since there was some documents that were left inside of a restaurant, and that leaked of a earlier version. So we'll see. We'll see if they're going to change things up, but yeah, they're not happy about that at all. All right, if you are an Indiana Jones fan or maybe a Harry Potter fan, you'll know this gentleman. Unfortunately, Michael Byrne passing away at the age of 82. The Guardian was first to report his death. He was known for his work in the films Braveheart, Harry Potter, and Deathly Hallows Part 1. Born in London back in the 40s and trained as an actor at the Central School of Speech and Drama, he is survived by his ex-wife, who cared for him toward the end of his life, his daughters as well as his grandchildren, and they are not reporting a cause of death at this point. All right, sports fans, the LA Lakers and LeBron James no longer. This is unbelievable. LeBron James reportedly leaving the LA Lakers. And so now they're talking about where will he go, or is he going to retire? Looks like not retiring. And so he is being courted. He is going to reportedly plan to return for the 24th NBA season with a new team. He said, "Thank you. Truly an honor to wear the purple and gold while trying to continue the greatness and legacies that came before me. Hope I made a few proud during my stint." I think he made more than a few. So it will be very interesting to see where he goes from the Lakers. All right, the Cardinals coming out victorious yesterday. The final score was 5-3 against the Atlanta Braves. It's the same two teams today. First pitch will be at 6:15. And then the big game on tap tonight. It is the USA versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. That is at 7 p.m. It'll be great to see what happens with that. And then if you're watching any of the other games, we've got the full schedule on tap for you for today, with the very first game happening at 11 o'clock this morning with England and DR Congo. It's Belgium and Senegal at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And then, of course, the USA rounding it all out at 7 o'clock tonight. Well, I mentioned from the world standpoint, it's World Grilling Day, and then it's National Creative Ice Cream Flavors Day, as we are kicking off a new month. National Postal Worker Day. Boy, hot days to be walking out there delivering mail, right? National Ginger Snap Day. It is National National U.S. Postage Stamp Day. Do you still have postage stamps? A lot of people are like, I haven't been to the post office in forever. Some ongoing national weeks, by the way, that kick off today. Be Nice to Jersey Week. And then National Ice Cream Month, Disability Pride Month, National Fragile X Awareness Month. And from a global standpoint, International Joke Day, Canada Day, and International Reggae Day as we kick off July 1st. There you go. All caught up for you in the first, well, not even 15 minutes. We got through this all pretty quick for you. That means we get a chance to talk a little more wellness today, as well as getting a chance to say hello to each and every one of you. Let us know where you're watching from. I mentioned earlier, let me know where you're celebrating your 4th of July and how do you stay cool from all the crazy hot weather. Christy, Sean, good morning. I see you. Linda said she's got a sweaty morning today. Hi ho, 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 hot, hot, hot. Good morning to all, Joe says. Julie, good morning. Good morning. Try to stay cool and safe today. It's very important, Kathleen. Good morning, Karen. Hope you're having a great start to your day as well. Kathy over on Instagram, I see you. Oh, heat up St. Louis. Time for cool down, right? I see you over there. We always want to help out that organization in the hottest months and the cool months as well. So remember, heat up and cool down. Thank you to all of you already saying good morning. And if you haven't yet, this is your community. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves as we take a break and then we bring in Trisha Rhodes from Exist Stretch. Today, we have the signs of heat exhaustion and dehydration and what that does to the body. How can we get you moving properly again? We'll talk more with Trisha next.
Most places you walk into, you look around, you nod, not here. You could try anything. Woo! Only 3 minutes in here, I'm already gassed. Check this bad boy out. It's a swim spa. Let's go. This is called the Sweaty Goat. This is where I get my demons out. Whether it's a hot tub, a swim spa, a sauna, or a cold tub, you come in here and you could try what you want. That's Spas and More, STL. And tell them Cam sent you.
We're laughing because I was like, I have to keep explaining who that is. I do want that. I somehow want that commercial changed where we can put his name on there. Cam Jansen. Hopefully some of you know him. He is a former St. Louis Blues player. Trish was like, I actually had people reach out. Who was the guy with the shirt off on your show the other day? I'm like, he's a former St. Louis Blues player. And he knows the benefits of spas and hot tubs, right?
Go, yeah.
So on this Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by our friends at Exist Stretch and our friends over at Spas and More. So we'll be talking about both of them because they really do work hand in hand. I want to do an event with both of you.
I was even thinking about it. That's why I was laughing so hard. I could see you doing the show from your hot tub.
I will be. Oh, you know I will be. I will absolutely. I'll be. In fact, you'll be with me. And Angie. We'll all be in there. Not on these 90-degree days. I have no desire to get in a hot tub in 95-degree weather. All right. We are just jumping right in. Trisha Rhodes from Exist Stretch, the FST certified therapists that are there for you. You know, look, you can get into any of them. Everybody's trying to get into Trisha because I have this allegiance to my friend who comes on with us every Wednesday. But give the love also to Tim and Justin and Claire because they're all fantastic. And I want you to get into the Hampton, St. Louis Hills location or the Arnold location. So you told me that you've been really, really booked, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I love it. You guys are hearing us.
Yes.
You know, that's important. And we've been talking for the last couple of months about who should be going in. And it's really, truly everyone. How much different your body feels. Trisha, I mentioned when I first walked in this morning, I was like, it's still all about just getting people on the table, explaining it to them because I could go around a group of people. Let's pick 20 people. And I could say, do you know what a massage is? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you had one? Most people hopefully would say yes. Do you know what a facial is? Yes. Most people, again, hopefully have had one. Do you know what assisted stretching is? Well, you assist me. Do you need it? I don't know. Yes. Right? Yes. Yes, is the answer. But a lot of this, and that's why we do this every Wednesday, is to really make you understand why you need it, who needs it, and then what happens to the body if you don't do it.
And it's normal.
Yes.
I think more of the clients that come in they giggle and say they had to explain to their friends or anybody that they're like, oh, I got to go. I got my stretch appointment. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
What do you mean you can
that?
stretch?
Like,
Yes.
what does that mean? And having them tell the significant other or friend, be like, you have to try it out.
Yes.
Once they do, it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you, because every single person that's on that table, as soon as it's like 10 minutes in, they're like, oh, I can get used to this.
Right.
I wish you were there in my room every morning when I wake up, or I can do this. Can I do this every day? I'm like, yes, you can. I really wouldn't. I mean, like, go on with your normal day. Let your body take care of itself. But this is something that you should incorporate in your daily routine.
Yeah, make it habitual. And from a wellness standpoint, I had somebody ask me actually in Vegas, and when I was in Vegas last weekend, and they're like, so would you incorporate that with massage therapy? Would you incorporate it with your chiropractor, with your physical therapy? And I said, yes, this becomes your wellness team.
Yeah, I can feel when somebody's been to their massage therapist before they even tell me. And I'll be like, even one of the two things, I'm like, did you just sleep on your side last night? And they're like, how did you know? I'm like, okay. And then also I'm like, oh my God, did you get a massage? They're like, yes. I'm like, totally more pliable. It allows me to stretch you more. It's great.
Again, if you have not been in, this is the exciting thing. So last week we sprinkled in from Trisha and I said, save the date. Today is the date. July 1st through the 3rd is this big
special. You got me scared. I was like, what did we promise?
What did we talk about, Monica? 10 for 250, but it wasn't until today that it officially kicks off.
The balloons and the confetti
So Michelle
are
just
going
said
off.
I'm going to see her on Friday. Yes, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So all of you that have been in, let me know how the body has changed. Here is something that was an aha moment before we get completely into what happens with the dehydration standpoint. I was talking actually to Michelle, and then I was talking to my cousins, and then I was talking to Jim yesterday about having a problem right here in my wrist. Well, when I went into Tim, I was mentioning that, and he's like, I said, yeah, we were asking at the very end, actually, we were almost wrapped up. And he said, is there anything that's actually, irritating you? And I said, well, obviously the neck, as you see of me being stretched by Trisha, that's a constant. And this is the reason why I have to get in on a weekly basis so that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
However, my wrist started bothering me to the point that I was blow drying my hair and it just felt weird to grab. And then I was grabbing dumbbells and I'm like, what the heck? Having to keep changing the alignment of my hand, thinking, you got to be kidding me. Am I going to have a problem?
Yeah.
No, Tim goes, oh, hold on a second. And so he's like, hang on. And he's working. Again, this is why we stress. Just because it might be here doesn't mean that's where they go for it.
Bravo.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so he was working on my shoulder and some impingements. And the very next day I'm like, gone. It was like a miracle, gone. Now, Michelle was telling me, oh, I can't believe this. I've got my hip problem. I got my knee problem. Now she's like, this just sucks, getting old. And I'm like, hold on. That is the comment, though. Yesterday at breakfast, Jim's like, doing this at the airport the entire time we were gone. And I go, would you please get into Trisha? And he's like, Monica, honey, this is just nerve problems. It's not going to go away. See, the problem is everybody believes there's no way you can fix these issues.
That you've said it perfectly, to be honest with you. It happens. A woman that she's a hard job. She's a surgeon's assistant, and so constant standing, moving, and whatever. She travels. Came home and she walks in again. This is the second time. A couple months ago, she did it as well. And she's like, I can't, like, it just hurts like over here, and moving it. And I said, I would like you. And she says, can I come tomorrow? I said, let it just happen. It doesn't like dissipate. Like let your body just react to what just happened. I said, call me tomorrow. I'll fit you in, depending on what time. And I got a call and she was like, I don't know what she did, but she's like, I feel amazing.
See? And it feels like a miracle worker.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, hang on.
Makes me feel great, to be honest with you, because I don't know. Like I've said before, when you leave, I don't know what's happening. So it can go one way, one or the other. But and lovely Anne Donnelly, I literally almost cried because it's one of those things where you're helping somebody, but she was like, I need to let you know this. She had called the Hampton store. I was at Arnold. She called the Hampton store and talked to Claire, and Claire texted me and said, oh, Anne would like to talk to you. And like your heart sinks. You're like, oh no, what happened? It was the day previous when I stretched her. If anyone knows, she's like the sweetest human being. But she calls, and I called her back after I had all my clients, and I said, hey, what's up, Anne? And she's like, I just want to let you know that her neuropathy that she was dealing with. She's like, I had no pain. She's like, for the first time. She's like, I woke up and then she's like, eventually it came back. She's like, but for that moment in time, I didn't have any pain, and I was like, oh my God. She's like, you need to tell everybody, shout from the rooftops,
Absolutely. Well, and that's why we ask you to drop in comments. I see comments coming in. I'm going to get to in just a second. I want to say that some people feel an immediate. Others, maybe it's later in the evening, the next day. It could be 2 days later. Sometimes you're not even aware of it because you're so used to being in pain that you have to
and
have
I'm one of those,
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, Trisha can probably always tell you, what were we looking at? We were looking at, I was looking at colors behind you. And I went like this. Did you see me? You can see it. My range of motion is suffering again.
Yeah.
I just had a massage though. And then it's the bed I was sleeping in. You know, you're sleeping in a hotel bed you're not used to. And then worried about my dog back home, not sleeping well, right? And so all of that puts you back into this condition. Is it going to completely fix your problem overnight? The answer is no. Is it going to you and her, or you and Tim or Justin or Claire together, working together and healing this? Yes, that is the answer. And that's where the changes come. But I just thought it was remarkable that everybody I'm talking to about this, because more and more and more, I just feel like this is an explainer aspect, that you have to understand what's going on. Once you're on the table, and then you're like, oh my God, I don't have to live this way. We keep saying it, but it's one of those things I think we have to say over and over again. The answer is no. I mean, my husband is literally one of them. He came in. He said he was a believer. Has he been back?
No.
Jim, get back in and stop doing this.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people, I feel for him because it's still one of those, massage, chiropractic, like all of that, like some pain, that's where you want to go. But it can be easily solved by just a routine of stretching.
But he doesn't even do that. He just deals with it.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
He literally has the mindset of a lot of people where he is just saying, Monica, it's a part of aging. And I'm like,
no,
wow,
it's not.
It's not.
But the people that do come in after, their first initial or second or third, there are people that just walk in the door, like they'll have that moment and they push it to where I just can't take this. And they walk in the door, they make that Monday. I had maybe, a good selection of clients on my list. And then I walk in Monday, I'm like, what the heck just happened?
After the weekend.
It was all, and then 3 of them that I talked to, I go, did you just, and they're like, yeah, last night I was so much in pain. And I looked at your schedule and I made an appointment. I was like, well,
I'm glad you brought that.
and like 3 other people. I'm like, yeah, I had to squeeze in lunch.
I have 5 minutes for you here.
I was like, then I was like, okay, I have lunch. I walk in the back and I'm like, Matt came in. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, so you had an opening. I was like, well, I'm going to put this down right here.
Oh, she needs time to eat, folks.
I'm like, come on down.
And hydrate, by the way, we are going to talk about
yeah.
today. If you're just tuning in, so if you are not familiar whatsoever with Exist Stretch, I want you to know that it's here for you. We keep stressing the importance of getting in. This is your time. If you miss out on this big, and I do mean big special, I don't know what the heck is wrong with you, because you, first of all, get your first stretch on them.
Yes.
So that is one. Then you buy this package and you get 10 for $250, which means you're literally getting 11 stretches for $250. That is less than $25 a stretch, but that will only last from now through the 3rd. And let me stress this, you cannot buy this online.
No.
You have to call or go in. 2 locations. Again, one of them in St. Louis Hills on Hampton. The other is inside of Exist Fitness in Arnold. ExistStretch.com is just for more information. Don't try to buy the package online because it's not there. You can always follow them on social media as well at Exist Stretch. No char, unfortunately, nowhere to go in St. Charles County. But it's worth the drive. For all of you in St. Charles County or Franklin County, St. Francis County, I don't care where you are in the Illinois side, drive in, have it done, feel better. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Rose said, friends and I are celebrating. Oh, okay, so 4th of July. Well, I hope you're all celebrating with stretches. At Clearwater Lake, I think the group Kiss was inspired by a day like today for their album Hotter Than Hell. All right, well, good. You just eased me into our conversation today. It has been, and it is not giving up any time in the next 4 days, unfortunately. And this is where we're not taking this lightly. It gets very scary when we talk about dehydration, and we've got issues that send you to the hospital. I just saw Heat Up St. Louis watching us over on Instagram, and they also do the cool down. So they're there for you. There's shelters. There's just so many things that are out there to try to take care of your health. As we talk about the body, if we're dehydrated, what happens to us?
Well, one of the main factors is your tissue, which we stretch as your fascia, stiff and sticky, and you are susceptible to micro tears. To be honest with you, your body goes into that stress mode, which releases cortisol. And that's what we do to reduce that. So, I mean, at our locations, we offer water free for all our clients because we know how important it is. You stretch better when you're hydrated, and when you leave, you need to stay hydrated so your joints are more pliable and easily moved, and you're more mobile.
And people don't know about it. It's interesting because there are very mild symptoms that happen when someone starts to be dehydrated, and then they have heat exhaustion, and it can go very serious where you're landing in the hospital, even possibly in an emergency room. I mean, this is the time all of us in the media will say, hydrate, stay out of the heat, get your exercise in very early, check on the elderly, check on the pets. I mean, I know people always go, okay, guys, we get it. Do you?
Yeah.
Why are we constantly reporting on this? So yes, overly hydrating is important, but those symptoms start small, and then people are like, why am I nauseous? Why do I have a headache? Why am I cramping? Well, once you get into that point, that's when you're really...
There's so many people that come in and they'll say, oh, I'm having a cramp here. I'm like, well, how much have you drunk? Like, are you drinking? Electrolytes, so important to enhance with any water. And then we go into vitamins and stuff. But I get a lot of cramping, and it's an easy solution to make sure you are drinking. And I can attest because I know I preach it, but I don't drink because I'm always talking, I'm always moving, I'm always on the go.
She doesn't want to run to the bathroom.
That is another thing.
Hang on, I got to go to the bathroom.
It's an old group fitness instructor, like, horrible thing is you say to drink, but I'm like, no, I can't go to the bathroom right now, so I'm not drinking. But no, but it's so super important because your skin, your tissue, everything is vital. You're made up of water, and when you're not drinking, you shrivel up like a raisin.
You have to replenish it.
Yeah.
Look, this is a great explainer. Hydration and stretching, adequate water intake, ensuring that the muscles and the fascia remain pliable. It's essential to prevent that stiffness that Trisha's talking about, as well as maximizing your range of motion and reducing the cramps. So she mentioned tissue elasticity, joint lubrication, and then the pain and cramp prevention. It's so funny how quickly every personal trainer, when someone says, I feel a little nauseous, or I feel a little dizzy, or I'm cramping, and immediately our first question is,
Go to the water.
go drink some water and eat more protein. Those two things are like my number one and two that I will say. So I'm going to take a break. As we go into the break, I want you all to be honest. We've got, about 24 of you on live right now, and then some of you will be watching this later. Actually, that's only here on the Facebook side. So let me see with all the platforms across the board. Feel free to, wherever you're watching, be honest right now as we go to the break. Tell me how many ounces of water you drink in a day's time. And then is it regular water, or is it water with something infused, or like I've got my bubbly here? Is it sparkling water? Do all those things count? Actually, I'll ask that. Do all those things count? Or if we have iced tea, is that dehydrating us? You have your extra coffee instead of the water. Is it canceling it out? Be honest right now as we go to the break. How many ounces do you even know? How many ounces do you think you get in? And then we'll answer that same question when we return. As she laughs. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. On this Wellness Wednesday, our friend Trisha Rhodes from Exist Stretch is in with us. And it's a really important topic that so many of you, I think, take for granted. And you're like, oh, yeah, we hear it. We're supposed to drink water. No, seriously, when we're talking about heat indices of 104 to 110, I just came out of being in Nevada, and when we landed, it was 104 in Las Vegas. But now I
It's
understand.
just that dry heat, though.
But there you go. I was just going to say, people have always said, oh, but it's a dry heat. And I'm like, it's still 104. It was hot. There was a ton of wind, but it was a huge difference than us having 104 and it being muggy and sticky and gross. So I went into the break asking for you to be honest. Drop in a comment for us and tell me how many ounces of water, honestly, do you get? And so I said that we would be answering that question as well. Babs is over watching on my personal page. She said, good morning. Hydration is a must. Absolutely. And hi, Babs. We love you.
Exactly.
For everybody else, drop in a comment. So Rose, no. She just said, I guess water and coffee doesn't count. No, because you're dehydrating yourself, right? You're kind of working against that. So the balance of it is what's important. So if you get coffee or you're drinking iced tea, etc., you need to make sure you're drinking even more water. Also, how about headaches? Last few days, I've had bad ones. My husband says I'm dehydrated. I'm not good about drinking enough water. It's my biggest problem. Headaches.
Headaches, there could be some underlying issue. Some people do have chronic headaches. It's just but for the most part, it always is solved by water. And when you get to that point, you are over the hill, basically. You are past the point where you need to be. So it will take, so if you have a headache, you'll just drink, guzzle an 8-ounce glass of water. You still have to wait it out. You basically jumped over the line. So
Not immediate.
Yes, small sips of water, constant every 15 minutes until the feelings subside.
What do you think about this? Because I thought of it when I was at the resort where we were, because every morning they would put those little, not big, but little 8-ounce bottles. Don't you think people have the ability to drink more water, because those things seem to go quick, as opposed to someone being given a huge tumbler, even though some people love those. Like, it's their badge of honor to carry them around, and it says, almost there.
Yeah, and that's
Keep
why
going.
you get elbow tendonitis, because you're carrying all this water. I firmly believe in that. And the
small
one thing,
ones.
yes, I love it. At home, you have all those, and bowls, cups, everything that I have. But I like the smaller glasses. I accomplish more through
that's
that.
what I think.
And
do you all agree with this?
And then, speaking of even the small water, it's just they're cheapo and they just want to give you this.
I know, but guess what? I was carrying. I'm like, oh, I'm done. I went to work
But
out. I was done, and I'm like, I guarantee I drank more water with the small ones than I do when I have a big thing.
And it's absolutely true. And you'll polish it off as fast because you can down it with one sip, and then you okay, yeah, I drank my water. Keep doing it.
Now,
fill it up.
The same thing, by the way, happens with glasses of wine.
Yes.
Which dehydrates
That
you.
is an old, we can go off a little funny, but isn't that funny when you're sitting there at a restaurant or a bar? A glass of water could stay there for the entire time that you're there, but you can have a 6-ounce glass, a drink or a glass of wine, and it's gone within 15 minutes.
Oh, faster than that.
Exactly.
I'll be like, did you ever feel this?
Yeah, and it blows my mind how the amount of beverages any individual goes when they're wanting to go have a good time and how much they consume. But it's so difficult to drink this amount of water.
It is. I mean, come on, right? We're being funny here, but we want you to just play along with us.
Yeah.
Kristen, first person to be honest. Look, I want all of you that are on right now, answer the question. How many ounces of water do you drink? Just say, is it 8? Is it 16? Don't be shy, and we're not going to go off on you because we're all in the same boat together. There are days where I'm like, did I drink 12 ounces? I mean, did I even drink any water today?
I think back in the day when we were talking about wellness and fitness in general, when we sweat, you're releasing your water. But to really hydrate and to really care for yourself is you think, I have dishes or I have cups, and you want to rinse it out. So you have it and you rinse it out. When you're drinking, that's basically what you're doing to your body, and drinking water flushes out all the toxins in your kidneys. And it's like a reset. So think of when you're eating and what you're doing all day long. You're constantly rinsing and repeating your body to wellness. and think of the disservice you're doing to yourself is like you're just walking through life with like dirty dishes, like you're not really cleaning, you know?
So I've always asked, it's kind of like that book, You, the Owner's Manual by Dr. Mehmet Oz, which is how we first knew about him, and Dr. Roizen. And it talked about it literally if you could look at, because we can't, we don't know what's going on the inside. You could look at someone and go, oh my gosh, they're so healthy. Are they? What's going on the inside? On the outside, you might believe that, but what's going on the inside? So if we could unzip the entire body, what would it show? The easiest way is when you're going to the bathroom. If it is gold, boy, you need to drink some water.
I'm glad you went there because I wanted to say something, but I was like, let's not talk about pee.
No, let's. Look, Dr. Oz says we should look at our poop. I'm talking looking at your pee. I want to be known for looking at your pee. I don't want it to be golden. I want it to be clear. And then once you see that, here's the thing. If you haven't been drinking a lot of water and you are now like, fine, it's July 1st, I'm going to make a new habit. Start to do it. If you start to do it earlier in the day, you're going to pee throughout the morning, midday, early afternoon. If you wait and try and shove it all into the evening, guess what? You will be up all night long, peeing. You're not going to be sleeping. So it's going to happen, though, no matter what. If you're not in a habit of regularly drinking water and you're starting to teach your body what it needs to do, you are going to be up going to the bathroom a little bit more, but then it'll figure itself out.
Absolutely.
Just trust us on this. Get through the couple nights of, I got to keep peeing, I got to pee, because the body's not used to it. You haven't been doing it. Now you're giving it a good service instead of a disservice by drinking more water. Watch what happens, though. When it comes to the stretch aspect, she would know if you're drinking more water because you're not going to be talking about the headaches. You're not going to be talking about the cramping. In fact, if you look at your skin, you can tell if you're dehydrated.
I was going to say, skin is one of the key factors when somebody comes in, but their touch,
feel it.
and how I'm moving, just even if I grab your arm or one of the legs, I can kind of basically say what we usually call sticky. It's just the feel of your body when we're moving it. So, if I'm saying, so how much water are you been drinking? It's
she kind of knows.
You just didn't pass the test.
I will tell you this. I mean, maybe it is from the hydration standpoint. I'll go to get my nails done sometimes and they'll be like, oh, dry. And I said, what? No, I have lotion on all the time. And they're like, no, water. And I was like, oh, you can see it, like you can feel it in my nails and stuff, which is crazy. Okay, now I think you're waking up and answering the question. So all of us together as a community, we're being honest with each other. We want to know how many ounces of water are you drinking? And now, for those of you that are not drinking a lot, answer the question for her. Do you feel that you have headaches? Rose already said she does. Do you feel stiff? Do you feel like the body's not working properly? And do you understand that the water and the stretching work hand in hand? Rose said, my friend carries around what appears to be a propane tank. Please. 32 ounces, Kathy says. Okay. Stephanie says 8 ounces. Water and coffee first. Okay. I drink less than 8 ounces daily. I love the honesty. There is no shame here. This needs to change, though, folks. I drink 2 quarts of light lemonade. Okay, so there's something in it. Okay, Dawn, wow, we need to follow your lead. At least 40 ounces, but I'm sure more. Good. At least 64. Annette's getting the win here. Joe says probably 24 to 36 ounces. Okay, so Annette is at 64. That's 8-ounce glass of water. However, it's still, for many people in the medical industry, they'll say it's not enough. They want you to drink.
And I'll just say how active you are.
Yes.
That also plays a role as well. But how spaced apart it is essential. Like you said with that small glass, like always have that small glass next to you, and you should know every 30 minutes or at least every hour how many that you're drinking.
Well, I told you I had 3 or 4 of them in my hand walking down to the gym to work out when I was on vacation. Got done, and I'm like, oh, I already drank 4 of these little things.
That's
I was just
great.
downing them. It was hot. And
it's easy.
Well,
it's
now
easy.
Look, this is the other reason we're going into this. With the temperatures being as hot as they are, you need to drink more. Your body is screaming for it. So 64 ounces is on your way, but most doctors are saying 100 to 120. Sometimes they are even saying drink your body weight, as they're saying eat your body weight in protein. I mean, think about that. Now you can answer that question. How much protein are you getting? Like, seriously, are you eating only like 8 to 12 grams of protein and they're asking you to eat your body weight in it and drink your body weight? Is there water in tequila? Rose, stop it. All right. So from the stretching standpoint, and this is another explainer video that I am so excited. I thought about this yesterday of what I see that I want us to circulate on social media. And it all has to do with going along, showing the body. And then the next one showing someone like writhing in pain. And then the next one showing this flow in the body of blood flow stopped and needing to find its way to move again. So when we see the platelets, we see the cells, we see, the arteries, we see our organs, and all of a sudden you're like, well, that looks like the artery is blocked. What's the problem? Many things. And a lot of times it comes back to water and movement. And so thank you for that, Zach. It's important to think, what does the body look like? It's literally screaming for you. So what does stretching do for the blood flow? Let's break that down.
Think about your body and self, and I think you always try to figure what that trigger word is for you guys to really understand is inflammation and blood flow work together. So when your body's inflamed, the one word that is very prevalent in society right now is cortisol.
Yes.
So your body is heightened, your nervous system, so releases the cortisol. So the stress reliever on that is the stretching will reduce that because it tells your nervous system to calm, which will, when you're inflamed, you need the blood flow and circulation to enhance to calm everything down. And that is the essential to feel better. So the one thing about blood flow and circulation, any adhesions that you feel, which we normal, like I've said, knots, that most people correlate with that. So when you have those knots, it's a lack of blood flow. It's like your fascia, your tissues, is very contracted, and it's blocking that. So you'll feel inflamed, you'll feel pain, you'll feel stiff. Once we stretch, the fascia is being stretched with the muscle and elongating in the joint, which allows more blood flow to heal. And that's the whole process.
Yep, you are right. Everywhere you look on social media, it talks about cortisol. Now think about on Mondays, we talk about menopause. Now you're putting all of this together, women. And then Joe and a couple of guys asked me the other day, hey, have you ever covered menopause for men? And I'm like, we do. It's called andropause. And we have shows that we've done on it. Go to my YouTube page. That's where the entire library of shows are. Just type in andropause or type in Jenny Gabriel, Monica Adams, andropause, and you'll find that. If you haven't followed us or subscribed on our YouTube channel, it's that simple. Just The Real Monica Adams. Search for it. And then do click subscribe. Again, it doesn't cost anything. Just click subscribe because then you'll get notified when we're going on that page as well. But then that's the one that holds and houses all of the past shows, which is very important. Okay, let's see. At least 60 grams of protein. That's pretty good, Julie. You're doing a great job there. You're right, guys. It's July 1st. I'm going to make a point to drink more. Stephanie, I think you and I need to drink more. Let's do it. And Stephanie said, I'm with you. Great. I'm so happy that you're talking about forming a new habit. With that habit, I want you to say, now I need a wellness team working for him. So how many of you, and again, honesty, I love, because it's the Real Monica Adams Show, be honest, how many of you have already been into Exist Stretch? And when you have, tell me how it's worked for you, because all these people who have put it off, they need to hear your true testimonial. I'd love for you to be a little bit more in depth. Give us context to beyond just, oh, I felt better. What felt better? This is when we say it's the explainer. The more we get this out there, because I believe at some point, just as easy as it is for us to say, you know what a massage is, you know what a facial is, you know who a chiropractor is, it will be, or who is your assisted stretch therapist?
Yeah,
Where do you go?
Yeah.
Do you go to the Hampton location? Do you go to the Arnold location? It'll be more and more of, they are a part of my team. This is the part of the habit that I want you to form. And by the way, I know a lot of you sign in at different times. If you did just sign in and you didn't hear last week and you didn't hear at the beginning of the show, I cannot stress this enough. If you pass on this package, you're really, really missing out. Today through Friday, call or come in. 10 for $250. Now, this is for everyone, because a lot of people have said, oh, if I already bought a package, can I not get? Yes, you can. It doesn't matter. If you had a package, you just keep adding on. And that's the other thing that happens. They do not expire, so they will roll over for you. You might say, great, now I've got 10 of these. I'm going to go in once a week, and then I'm going to start to back it off, and then I'll go twice a month. Maybe I'll go once a month. As your body feels better, just like chiropractor, they don't go In the beginning, heavily, yes, and then it starts to back up. Physical therapy, same way.
Yep.
Then the body has this, but this is something that you should do habitual and have it as a regular component. So St. Louis Hills and the Arnold location. Okay, I've got some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So we have it loaded up. This is for you all to sit tight for a second. Again, hydration, hot weather, stretching, movement. It is not dehydrated, don't move, headaches, cloudy. You're also brain fog, those things.
Stiff, just being stiff.
Yep. Do you want to feel that way? I would think no. All right. We're going to take our final break. And when we come back, more with Trisha Rhodes explaining dehydration and what happens when we hydrate and we move.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep Hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
And welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in, hydration. We can't say it enough, especially over these next 4 days, these really extreme days. But then after you're like, yeah, it's an obvious, I want to drink water because I'm hot. Hopefully it becomes another habit for you where you're like, oh, well, I'm doing this already. Now let's keep it going. So I love all the honesty so far. Also, Julie said, because I asked if you've been in, how has it changed? And give context to that. I love it. She said, my shoulder was bothering me. I went to PT for 6 visits. She said, I feel my 2 visits with Trisha were better than PT. Boop, drop the mic. Right?
I love that.
Okay, we're not saying that the chiropractic's not working.
Yeah.
We're saying that all of it
works
will work
together.
By the way, Trisha just asked me, when is the hot tub coming? July 24th.
I like the commercial.
23 more days after today.
Yeah.
Jim, God love him, was out there, and this is another thing, okay, because we're talking about activity. We're talking about kids out in sports, which is very scary. They're either practicing or playing earlier or much later,
Yeah.
or they may be canceling. We hear of heat exhaustion.
I have
and
all the
heat-related-
guys coming in for golf, and I'm like, how are you doing this? They're like, oh, our tea time's like at 6 a.m.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, thank God.
And they're right, because I go by the golf course on the way here
Yeah.
to our studios.
They're
in
out
Fenton.
there.
They're out there before
Yeah.
6 a.m. And I'm like, good. I'm glad to see this. But I also laugh because if your wife asked you to get up and do some work at 6 a.m., I don't get up that early.
Exactly. let me drink some coffee
Only
first.
for the golf course. But yes, if you are playing sports, if you are doing your activities, these are when you need to do it earlier or much later in the evening. But the hydration side, we mentioned brain fog. We mentioned these signs that will happen. Sometimes they're very minimal and then they just really take over. And you're like, that's when it's heat-related illness and heat-related deaths, because this is not something, again, to be taken lightly. So our lightning round, and this hopefully will be a little bit fun for you.
Ooh.
Worst hydration mistake.
For everyone or just for, I was like, oh my God, is this for me?
You can answer it either way.
Oh,
Because you mentioned, and we are both mentioning, we don't drink enough water.
never drinking during a workout.
Oh, yeah. You don't? Huh. Here, you know what? I do something very interesting that people are like,
She caught me.
No. I love the honesty though, right? Yeah. I do drink like crazy during. In fact, when I'm personal training my clients, I will say, all right, 20 minutes in, go get some water.
Yeah, I do that. I say it. I say, go get water, go get water. If I see something like, hey, go get something to drink.
When they get water and you give them a break, you don't?
No, I don't have, my problem is there's not enough time.
When they're drinking their water, what are you doing?
I am like trying to think of other
next
things
part?
to do and trying to help. I'm always the caretaker.
Yeah.
So I'm always watching how people are doing. I'm watching as they're drinking, making sure they're drinking enough, and then moving. If there's a whole room of people, it's more difficult.
We just need to get a hat for Trisha that has a thing on it. She can just be sucking water.
Yeah. Actually, Stephanie actually bought me one, like to have a back.
A camelback.
Yeah.
She's not. You got to put it on.
Yeah, but I think it was made for another.
It was for tequila.
Something else. But no, I'm always taking. So when I'm working out, I'm talking, I'm assisting, I'm telling everyone what to do, and everyone always comments to me like, "Where's your water?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have it."
Hey, and by the way, anybody that works out with her, or if you get stretched by her, do us a favor, keep nudging her because she just honestly said it. She is the caretaker. The caretaker has to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So all of you that are going in, taking advantage of that 10 for $2.50, get in there and remind her. Annette said, I'm really bad about drinking water too while working out. All right, I not only drink water, I eat a protein bar while I'm working out. I literally am getting the fuel. But I've trained my body since I was in my teens or early. Yeah, because most people I would be like, oh, you're probably going to throw up.
So if you didn't, you'd feel weird.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. That is if I haven't before. So if I'm cognizant of the fact of I have not eaten, like right now, I told Trisha, my stomach is growling. I have got to eat. I will either eat before and then I'm good, or I'll know I have got to, or this workout's going to be horrible because I have no fuel in me, right? And it doesn't work. Okay. Most commonly tight muscle.
On everybody, I would say hands down is your hamstring.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. What would be second?
Glutes.
Hamstring and glutes, all those chain muscles. Interesting. All right. Biggest myth about stretching.
Well, in general, for what I do, assisted stretching, most of like, oh, I stretch at home, it's no big deal. But the myth is there's only so many muscles that you can stretch. It's your whole body.
Absolutely. I mean, literally, when you're on the table from head to toe, they are working on individual sides of the body.
Every angle.
Yes.
So even people will ask suggested stretches for home. I'm like, okay, remember your normal hamstring stretch, but there's so many different facets to the hamstring, so you want to hit it at every different angle as I do when you're on the table. So the myth is like guys or females that they say, oh, well, I do stretches at home. I'm like, but I'm literally 360ing every single muscle that you have to where you don't even like, oh, that's tight. I'm like, because you don't ever move that leg in that position, but I will.
You can't torque your body. There is no way, folks. Just be honest. You cannot get your body in the positions that they do. I mean, there might be some Cirque du Soleil people out there that can, that I saw in Nevada. And I'm like, well, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
But the majority of the general population, we cannot do what they do, which is why it is necessity. I mentioned earlier, and again, I can't keep stressing this, that this, I swore, had a carpal tunnel. Like, oh, Lord, am I going to have to go to the doctor?
Here it comes,
Nope. Look, everything's fine. And then I was telling Jim, it was because of the heels I was wearing. You notice I have flats on today. My knee was bothering me. And I'm like, I don't have a knee problem. I have a tight IT band. I said, I don't know how many times I've got to get into, because I haven't been into you for, what, a couple weeks?
We're not gonna
3?
say,
Is it, you going to say 3?
I was not going to out you.
No, I'm fine with this. Because just as much as I want to help you, she's probably going to have to just text me, hello, you're not on my
where
schedule.
are you? Yeah.
So Friday, Jim's going to go get his haircut. I promise I would go with him.
I'm going to knock on the door with my my travel table and be like,
when she comes in the morning, before she comes on, we're just going to do it before we come in. Rose said, Trisha, thank you for being honest. This is the Real Monica Adams Show. Yes, it's really, really important that all of us are honest. We're better together when we're honest. Okay, water before coffee. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes I love the taste of coffee. I can have it all through the day, but you'll realize if you do cut coffee out, which I've had to in the past for certain reasons, you are still awake with a full glass of water as well. It's a myth as far as coffee waking you up. Like water is essential for you.
Well, and then think about this, your kids, or maybe you're going to a sporting event outside and you're drinking beer. Please have water as well. Or you are, just in general, it's a good rule of thumb that if you have an alcoholic drink, have water next to it. When you then put all the elements of being outside in this crazy hot weather, the Cardinals are not in town right now, but if they were and you were at Busch, or St. Louis City SC was at Energizer Park, or the World Cup game, if it was here in this crazy hot weather, I would hope hope that you would understand to drink even more. So the problem is most of us are walking around dehydrated on a regular basis. That means you drinking what you think is too much, you're finally getting to where you probably need to be, right? We all just need to, we're being honest, Rose, you're right. We all just need to up our game. Okay, electrolytes or sports drinks?
Electrolytes.
Okay, ice or heat?
Ice.
Morning stretch or evening stretch?
Oh, I love both, be honest with you. But I would always do an evening stretch.
What's the one muscle everyone forgets to stretch?
Wow. Honestly, your abdomen.
Ah, yes. That's funny. You know what? What did I tell you I do when I wake up in the morning? Cow
Yeah,
stretches.
yeah.
And then I will also go into Cobra, which, by the way, after you work, your abs feel so good. And you're like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's so
I mean,
hard.
but the one stretch that I do that I will tell people if it's a take home stretch, it's always like the pectoral stretch, but you're arching through and it goes right up the sternum and it's a fantastic stretch.
And again, you all are probably doing your stretches when you're already aching. And we want it to be where you do it on a regular basis. Hi, let's come in here. I want you to walk in front of the camera. Here, come and sit with me. Come here.
I
Watch
can't
this.
believe she's here.
Come here. We're going to pull an audible here. This is the owner of Stretch, by the way, who you've never been introduced to. How beautiful are you all dressed up?
I know.
Right here on this camera. So everybody say hi to Stephanie. Didn't she do great today? It's
She
such
did.
an
I was
important
in
topic.
Oh, really? Okay.
In fact, our director, Zach, when I came up with this idea last night, he goes, wow, great topic. It is, and you're all being very active and inquiring. What do you want to say to everybody
I want
about
to say hi to Babs.
Yeah.
Babs is
Freak
watching.
out. I know she's
I
watching. Hi,
know she
Babs.
would freak
Okay,
out.
before we wrap up, and this is straight from the owner's mouth, what are the biggest benefits that you think of Stretch? Because I keep stressing this has
gosh.
to be the explainer. People don't get it yet. They're not, now you're going to look at that camera right here in front of us. They don't get why they need to be stretched professionally.
I mean, you feel amazing when you wake up in the morning. I'll tell you that. Every time I get stretched, it's probably 2 weeks, I think. I'm like, I know last time I got stretched, I bounced off the table and I was bouncing around. I'm like, I just feel like a brand new person.
Yeah.
And we're all being honest too. How much water do you drink?
I drink a lot of water.
Oh, good
I do
girl.
drink a lot of water.
She's the one with that.
Yeah,
Oh, good
I'm always
Yeah.
carrying a lot of
Yeah.
water. I also, and I'm terrible. I know people don't understand this, but I have a lot of water next to my nightstand and drink every time I wake up. I feel like I.
And we mentioned earlier that people have to get used to it because
You do.
Yeah,
And
you're going to be peeing a
I
lot.
didn't. In the beginning,
It's like
I didn't drink a
forced.
lot of water, and I think a couple of years ago I started, and now I just.
You just feel better, don't you?
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Because again, without the water, a lot of headaches and a lot of cramping and all the things that we've been talking about.
I do notice
I
the
know.
cramping.
No,
Like I
see?
used to have a lot of cramping in my feet.
But what is she saying though? She has awareness. Like
Yeah.
if you start to say, "Oh, I got to pick up my game again." So, thank you for doing this big 10 for 250 special.
Yeah, we
That's
had some calls
incredible.
last night.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
And again, we stress, don't go to the website because it's not on the website. You got to go in or you got to call.
Call.
So there it is.
Call for sure.
10
They're there.
For $250. So yes, there are some openings, but please, it's not just Trisha there, right? She can't stretch all of you.
Chris,
It's Tim.
Justin, Claire,
Yes.
Tim.
All of them. Go
They're
to
all
St.
amazing.
Louis Hills.
They're all amazing. I've been to all of them.
Go to the Hampton location or go to the Arnold location. I love all of you that are saying that you're going in. Look, Rose just said, hi, Stephanie. We love Trisha.
Hey, I love her too. I was scared to peek in. I thought I was going to freak her out. I'm like, I might freak her out.
I've been asking
No,
her
come
to come
join the
in. She's like,
party.
I'm not going.
Here I am.
All right, so we're going to, how about this? How about we let her pick our
gosh.
devotion?
Okay.
Okay, so 100 Days to Freedom from shame, anger, depression, overeating, or healing.
Let's do healing.
See, everybody picks healing now.
Okay.
I was going to do anger.
or
Let's
fear-
do anger. Let's do anger.
No, I'm saying it used to be fear and anxiety, and we've actually gone through all of 100 days. So we don't really pick that one too much anymore. So I replaced it with 100 Days of Healing, and people have a tendency to pick healing. You usually pick healing, don't you? You don't?
I sprayed
You're all
the
over
field.
the place?
Yeah.
I give love to everybody. Which one did you say? Anger?
Yeah.
Angry that you have not gotten into Stretch yet. Angry that you're
Yeah.
not drinking enough water.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do that one.
Angry that it's so
Hot
It is
out.
so stupid hot. Stephanie just said, thank you, Monica, Tricia, and Stephanie. Great name.
great name.
All right, we will do anger,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll tell you she's coming. Hopefully you are as well. To save the date on July 14th to come shop. Come shop with us.
Yes.
We'll let you know where we're going to be. Don't go anywhere.
Thankful to Monica for having me on the show here today. I just love having the opportunity to try and help other people. There are a lot of people in my life that were there for me in my time of need, and that was important for me today to talk to Monica about that. You know, you can get low and then work yourself back up to where you want to be, and people around you can help you do that. Surround yourself with the right people. That's what Monica tries to do here with this show. In fact, I know that's what she wants to do, is she wants people that are like-minded to help each other, to point each other in the right direction, to lift each other up, not put each other down. It was amazing for me to sit in here and talk with Monica, and hopefully it helps somebody along the way. Every show that she puts on is fantastic. It's worth your while to be tuning in every single day. Don't worry about some of the negativity around the world, whether it's on TV and this, that, the other. Tune in here to Monica and let her tell her story as well as her guests tell their story. There's always something that you can get from somebody else. And if you pick up just one little thing that helps you, that makes this a success. And that is why I'm here with Monica today.
Welcome back. What a fun show. Wasn't that nice? Nice little surprise having the owner of Exist Stretch come in to just reiterate the importance of getting in. You know, look, this $10 for $250 package, you could buy it for yourself, or maybe you buy it for someone else, or can they buy a couple, or they only buy one package?
Oh, no, you can buy.
Okay. So buy it for yourself.
There's
and then buy it
sessions
for a
that are
loved
put
one.
on your account, or you buy it for somebody else. Buy it for those first responders. Give them a gift, please.
Oh, I love it. I'm so glad you said that. Yes, I'm going to have to buy the package for my husband and make him go in.
Yeah,
He
right.
hasn't been in yet. Okay, so we picked 100 Days of Freedom. She did, actually, from anger. I like this because you might be angry that you haven't been doing the things for your body that your body deserved. However, today's your day to break that. New month, new attitude, new way of living. Wisdom. Sensible people control their temper. They earn respect by overlooking wrongs. Proverbs 19, verse 11. How do we know when we need to address a wrongdoing or let it go? Offenses happen daily as a part of life. Many times, letting them go is the obvious course of action and not too hard for us to do. Sometimes, though, we need help discerning when we need to use our anger to work toward affecting a positive change and when we need to process the anger, forgive, and move on. Anger doesn't always mean shouting, doesn't always mean rage. Sometimes anger is internalized and it affects the patience and the wisdom. We might not know how to express what we feel when an offense has occurred. In some cases, shock or overwhelming emotions can emotionally shut you down. In other instances, you might not be able to communicate your feelings well because of how we saw anger expressed or repressed in our families growing up. So the wisdom is needed in understanding which issues that are triggering anger need to be addressed. Again, just letting go of that anger. I know sometimes it can be really hard for you. Isaac Watts says, "May I govern my passions with absolute sway and grow wiser and better as life wears away." That's a good one. Your prayer is, Lord Jesus, I pray for wisdom and patience. Help me to discern where unresolved bitterness and anger reside in me. I surrender the things I can't resolve. Help me to address the things I can with your grace and truth. Thank you for your power at work within me. Amen to that. Good one. Let it go. Let it
Exactly.
go. All right. She said she's coming. I know a handful of you have already said it. If you're just hearing about it today, The Porch in Wildwood. And yesterday, what a fun day. We got a chance to find out more about the women behind The Porch. Jan Kaufman was with us. Nicole Little was with us. We're showing you the inside as you walk through this beautiful place in Wildwood, Missouri on Manchester Road. I mean, literally, there's something for everyone. Both Stephanie and Trisha, when they walked in today, they're like, that candle smells amazing. And look at that cowhide that's on it. Look at those purses, by the way. Those purses have a lifetime warranty. It's from a place in Texas. Do you know of anybody that has a purse that has a lifetime warranty on it?
No.
They do. I mean, it's crazy.
Have they met me and how I
Have they
treat my
met me?
purses?
Do you love purses?
I don't love it, but I love a good design. So
okay,
I'm
you will
not
love
like,
that.
yeah.
This purse is just unbelievable. And again, as I mentioned, it's from a place in Texas where they get their purses. And I've just never in my life ever heard of a handbag. It's Kelly Took handbags. And then Bed Stew that we talked about yesterday, some incredible leather. Whether it's for your home or it's jewelry or it's candles or it's things for dogs. I mean, literally there's something there for everyone. It really has become the one-stop shop. ThePorchWildwood.com. Cannot wait for our show on July 14th at noon. Be there. And then July 21st, the very next Tuesday, we will be visiting with Monica Spittler as we tell the story behind Coconut Grove Boutique, which this is another one. You're going to want to go to Washington,
The
Missouri.
resort kind of
This
shop,
is the place
right?
that feels like you're, look at
Yeah.
it. I finally got a chance to go and shoot some footage. The reason I'm showing you that, by the way, we'll have to do more of a before and after with that particular one, is what it was and what it became. I love the transformation of things. This is absolutely, when you look at the clothes, see, it feels like you're on vacation. There are dresses and blouses and pants. They've got some cool things there, by the way, for the 4th of July. But there's stuff for men, there's stuff for women, there's stuff for your home, there's shoes there, there's purses, you name it. All there's America, right? See, it's ready for 4th of July. All things to really make you feel like you are at a resort. CoconutGBoutique.com. They are in Washington, Missouri. So a couple of really cool things coming up for you in July. I know, I love it. By the way, our Foodie Friday this week will be with Chef Liz from Tenacious Eats. And if you have never experienced one of her very immersive, watching some of your favorite movies and then eating food that's named after things in the movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's the one that she's going to show. We'll be talking about that and cooking along. Can't wait for that. All right, folks, tomorrow it'll be just me and you as we do a little this or that. It's always a very popular one. And we're going to spin the wheel and somebody's going to win tomorrow, something we just kicked off, a brand new win wheel for all of you. All right, Trisha, thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Stephanie, by the way, thanks for popping in. And to all of you, have a beautiful, blessed day. Remember to believe in yourself. Also, take care of each other. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Get in and get stretched. And then the greatest thing you can do is show each other kindness. Be kind. God bless.